I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired today, but the show must go on. And besides, I want to be able to do the ref sheet that I said I would do. So we're here. It's time. I'm very sleepy, and I have work to do later today. Oh shit. I don't normally make ref sheets. I don't like making ref sheets, but I forget that, like, those are kind of important. Especially because I'm a VTuber. And I should have a ref sheet of my VTuber. And I never think about it. I just don't. Also, let me adjust some of my things. Bear with me. Oh. It's really tempting to take a nap after stream, but I should get my work done and then maybe take a nap. Just chill out and stuff, you know? I think I'll just... I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Besides, I should make a ref sheet because I'll be upgrading my PNG tuber eventually. Again, and it'd be good to have a ref sheet. Not to mention, I just finished my new icons. I use those as color refs. Let me just open both of them. And there's that one, and then there's this one. This one's my personal favorite. I like this one a lot. But this one has the same background as my old one, so changing to this one has been a bit jarring, but I might switch some of the ones that are this one to this. But not all of them though. You'd expect it to be so easy drawing my VTuber since it's basically just me, but for some reason I still have a lot of problems with that. I think the worst thing about ref sheets is that usually it's a very static pose, and I don't really like drawing static poses. I'll probably just do one front view, one back view, one side view. Ugh, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate doing static poses so much. I'd probably just do the line art for this and then finish it later. I don't know if I want to actually fully commit to doing my ref sheet right now. I'm just not in a mood to really draw right now. But I should commit. Drawing streams are like the top streams that I don't want to cancel, so... yeah. Since I only do these once a week, that's the main reason why I don't want to cancel them or anything like that. But I'm just all groggy and grumpy because I started my spring semester this week, and I'm still adjusting to that schedule change. So that's been a really big big weight on my mental and physical health. But I should be alright in at least a couple weeks. But I didn't want to go on a hiatus because every time I do that, it really puts me in a bad mood. Excuse me, because I actually do like streaming. You know, I should just do what I always do and make like a very tiny... This is a very tiny little sketch. Because with certain things, it's always good to start small. Might also be a good idea to open up one of my little screen assets. Oh yeah, I forgot I made a PSD file of this. Just to mess with it in not this one, but one of the other ones. I made a PSD file of it so I could figure out how to mess with things in Live 2D, but I gave up on that. Besides, I haven't really done like a proper like original full view of my VTuber in a while. Because all of my assets, I literally just redrew them on top of the old sketches, so it's not really a full update. It's just like a style update, not really a visual update completely. I did update the stream information and title, right? Because there's been a few times where I've accidentally not done that. Where's my stream info? Yes! It is correct. I'm always so worried that it won't be correct, and that scares me. I need to refresh this. Yeah, here we go. Just making sure everything's all good. I will say one thing I still struggle with is drawing my own body type, but I'm working on a project in my drawing classes that involves my body type. I've been doing that a lot recently, where I've just been making myself get better at drawing my own body type. Sorry. I'm a freaking pen. Curse of being left-handed and trying to stream. Having my microphone at my left side because that's where the edge of my desk is at the left side. I have like a corner type desk, so to the right is the rest of my desk. It's a nice desk. I do like it a lot, but certain things about it tend to get a bit annoying. Yeah, update that. Update? I just need to fix it. Why do I keep saying update? I guess it's because I've been updating all of my assets and my looks and stuff. Like, there shouldn't be... there might be a few platforms where I still need to update my profile picture. But, for the most part, I do believe, I'm up to date with everything now. Yeah, I've been planning on doing my ref sheet for this stream because I just don't have a ref sheet and most people have those. And I just refrained from making a ref sheet just because my style had been changing so fast over the past year. Here's hoping that like this ref sheet will actually stay relevant for a while. I don't know. I hope it does. Good job, Shuffle. Very fitting song change. Whoopsie. God damn it. I'm leaning too much to the side. Hey, stop doing that. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I think about some of the early sketches and design features of my VTuber. Think about some of those early things and like how things have changed. And my style, now not just how my style has changed, but also how just certain features have changed as I've gotten better at drawing. Because the idea behind my VTuber is that it's supposed to look very much like me, just with some little quality of life changes, like the horns, the pointed ears, the tail and the wings. Very simple things. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, this will just be a silly little sketch in the corner. Probably just leave the eyes out for now. This is a warm-up sketch anyway. Nothing too crazy. I've been so busy working on Last Light that like I just haven't drawn any bodies in a while, and I guess I'm just having a hard time with certain things, like hands. I should be able to catch back up. That'll be fine. I don't know, I just feel like chilling today. I don't really have the energy to do much else right now. But I do enjoy drawing and streaming. So I'm not like in a super terrible mood. I'm just like a little worn out. I don't have too much to share right now. Not very many updates, just me adjusting to returning to my classes and whatnot, you know? I'm sure a lot of other people have been returning to classes around the same time as well, whether they be in high school or secondary school or college or university. I'm not mentioning middle school because I don't know how I'd feel about finding out somebody is in middle school and watching my streams. I try to be appropriate and responsible, but I don't know, there's something about that makes me nervous. Because I swear sometimes. But I mean, I was a middle schooler who watched various YouTubers like PewDiePie who would say fuck and shit all the time. I can't really stop anybody from doing that. Nobody stopped me. So just if you are that young and you're watching my stuff, take care. Be cool. It'll be alright. You can do this. Etc. etc. I want to be a good role model, but the younger the person I am a role model for is, the more nervous I get because, like, that's a lot of responsibility. Because honestly, I've been thinking about, like, the general demographic that I would aim for, and I think I'd prefer, like, a demographic of, like, 16 plus, probably? Especially with, like, my stories and games and stuff. I do have plans to engage an audience that's around my general age range and demographic. But I tend to, my taste in media tends to gauge a bit younger than how old I am. Like I've mentioned that I like things like shonen anime and stuff like that. I'm currently rewatching Dragon Ball Z Kai. And I watched that when I was like 10 years old. I was 10 when I watched that. For a bit I thought I was 8, but no, I was 10. I mixed those up because, excuse me, my living conditions were basically the same at both of those ages. But whenever I was 8, I didn't watch DBZ Kai, but instead watched other things like Hero 108 on Cartoon Network. I don't know if you can find that show anywhere. I've been thinking about looking it up and seeing if I can find it. I'd like to find it. See what it all was about, because I don't really remember anything about it. I just remembered I really liked it. But it aired like the hour before I got home from school, so I never really got to watch it. I did figure out how to record things on Dish though, so that was nice. I was talking about this with my parents, and they were like, oh my god, you remember, I cannot believe, like, we used to have to record things on cable and satellite TV, but now we don't have to do that because streaming services are a thing. Like, that really is a relic of the past. Setting things up to record episodes of your favorite show so you don't miss anything. So you can watch it later, and that there'd only be like a limited number of episodes that could be recorded. I think the limit was about 40 or so before it just had to start automatically deleting the archives. It was either an episode limit or a time limit for how long things could remain on there. It was like a memory limit or something. But yeah, shout out to anybody who like really remembers having to do that. Honestly, that's not even from that long ago. I think streaming services really started to become more prevalent. I'd say around like maybe like 2012, 2013. At least that's how it was for me personally. But at the time, I remember the only things that really existed were Netflix and Hulu, and we only had Netflix at the time. Gosh, I remember how different it looked too. So wild thinking about that, how it looked like with the first smart TVs, like Vizio. We had a Vizio, that was our very first smart TV. And there you just hit the button and go to Netflix. Hit a button, go to YouTube. Man. Things were so easy. That was like the peak for that kind of thing because it was cheap, it was easy to access, but now streaming services are debatably more expensive than cable and satellite TV now. Like, just we've reverted. But somehow worse. Feels like there's always a peak for that kind of nonsense. I'm sure once again we'll find a different alternative solution eventually. I mean, like, right now we're witnessing like a change in advertisement techniques because the things they've been doing just don't work because it's too much. And not to mention younger generations like millennials, Gen Z and Alpha, they're just like we're just like, this doesn't work. If I see an ad, I will hate your stuff. And so ad companies don't know what to do with that information. And it's like, you fucked up. If you force me to look at your stupid product, I will hate you. And I'm glad to know that that's a very common experience. So it's becoming common enough that it's becoming a problem for advertisers. Now, if it's like, let's say, like a sponsorship on a YouTube video, that's totally cool. And honestly, I appreciate that kind of advertisement way more than like forced ads that abruptly interrupt your stuff. And when I say that, I mean, like, I remember when people were always like, OMG, if you do sponsorships, you're a sellout. I remember when that was a big deal. But like, sponsorships from YouTubers and other content creators, those are fine because you can literally just skip them. And guess what? If you watch the video, the person doing the sponsorship can still get paid. Super nice. Like, that's probably the best kind of modern advertisement, is the kind that isn't super disruptive and the kind that can be skipped. Because I do sometimes watch sponsor segments and videos. Like, some of them are really, really entertaining. Like, my favorites are done by Tomska. He does some really, really funny skits. Especially for Surfshark. I mean, literally, I had Surfshark for a while specifically because his little advertisement skits were really, really good. His sponsor skits were really, really entertaining. And they actually do a really, really good job and like making you engaged in the product. And then I remember there was briefly this phase, I'd say about like maybe a year or so ago, of like absurdist comedy being inserted into actual corporate advertisements, and it just was not good. when ad companies try to be like mainstream and hip with the kids, it always tends to backfire because there's always some sort of disconnect. It's hard to pick up exactly what it is whenever you watch it, but you can just feel like it's really forced and pandery, and like it just doesn't work quite the same as like some like actual creator getting a sponsorship and making a sketch specifically for that. Like there's a big difference. There's a huge difference between those two. If I ever get a sponsorship, I hope I can do it justice. I hope I can do that kind of cool stuff too. I'm still learning how to advertise my own things though, so it might be a while before that ever happens. But since I'm typically just streaming, like streaming is my main thing I do, I don't even edit any of my streams because I don't really know how to edit very well. And I usually use Wondershare just to make small videos or edit my animations. The few animations I've done. But I'm learning, I'm like really like analyzing and figuring things out with advertising my own things. Like and trying to like balance that alongside all the other things I do. So this is a good... Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, there we go. This is a good little starting thing. I don't do this very often. I don't sketch very often anymore. I don't like do a sketch sheet and then line it, but I did with these drawings. Like there's the sketch for this one. And then I actually copy-pasted the sketch from the first one onto this one, and then made another sketch on top of it. And I really like this one. Really not any real big differences between the sketch and the line art. But I like it, so it is what it is. I wish I had more time to do more things, but I've been very exhausted lately. I'm sure once I readjust, like I always have to, I'm sure I'll be able to really like do more things. Whoa! Forgot I need to actually use the pen because pressure does matter. I've gotten better at drawing my own lanky stature. I'm real happy with that. And I think, in terms of advertising, I think someone I would like to be sponsored by would be, like, either... I know a VPN would be, like, very much my type of niche, since, like, the whole thing about my VTuber is that they're, like, a computer bug. They're, like, a piece of software. Not, like, AI or anything. No, like a computer bug or a computer virus. A rogue piece of software. And it would be really funny to, like, advertise a VPN. Like, you better keep your data safe, or else other less merciful computer deities will plague your software. I don't know. I think one thing I'd love to sponsor is like, I don't know, some of the food things that I enjoy. Like I like foods and beverages. I love to eat. I love food very, very much. And I think I would enjoy sponsoring something like Arizona, because like I love their tea. I love the green tea. Not to sound basic, but yeah, green tea, that one's my favorite. I'm a big tea buff and I love food and things like that. I'm a big foodie. I love to eat. I love to snack. I love flavors and textures and things like that. Oh, speaking of which, I just remembered something. Now this is real unfortunate, but I recently developed an aversion to cake textures. Like if it's like a soft, like fall apart crumbly kind of cake, I can't eat it anymore. Cause like last week, I think it was last week, I went with my mom to the vet. We took Tommy because he's got a bump on his forehead. And I think it was last week. Anyway, I had to step out and go to the gas station next door because my sugar dropped. And I really, really needed to eat something. I was really shaky, I was lightheaded, and I was a bit dizzy as well. So I just hopped on over, got a couple things. I got some candy and an Arizona tea, and then a coffee cake. And I love coffee cakes. I think they're very yummy. But apparently, I can't stomach the texture anymore. Because when I ate some of it, I literally started gagging. Because it was too mushy. I usually describe mushy textures as a no-no for me specifically. And it's so sad. Because cake is so yummy. Well, at least like more dense types of cake. Or cakey things. Those are still alright. Like, my favorite type of dessert is a sucker torte. And they're expensive, but they're so yummy. They're so yummy. And they're nice and dense and moist and delicious, and I love them so much. I actually had one of those recently because I was really like craving it, and it was so yummy. And I never once got that same like ick and ugh kind of feel that I did with the coffee cake. And I'm so glad I can still eat sucker tortes. They're so yummy. It's like chocolate, raspberry, some vanilla bean. So yummy. Oh man, this is reminding me. Yeah, this is just Undyne's song, right? Yeah, Spear of Justice. I watched I watched a video on YouTube that was Spear of Justice, except it never changes key, and it didn't sound too weird, but it did sound like it just sounded incomplete, which was really funny. It's amazing how important key changes can be sometimes. You know, with that project I mentioned in my drawing class that features my figure, I would not be surprised if someone asked me like, oh, why do you draw that specific kind of figure? Why do you draw like the stereotypical thin hourglass body type? And like, I know a lot of people do that because of like, it's attractive, it's like what's seen as like the typical attractive figure and whatnot. I don't draw this figure for that reason. I draw this figure because it's my figure, and also because I've always had a hard time drawing it as well. Because yes, I'm an hourglass because that's why, but I'm very lanky. I'm extremely lanky, and I have long limbs. And I'm very skinny. I look like a weak little bony nerd. Because I am a weak little bony nerd. But I'm not drawing this to, like, be pandery or anything like this. I don't have this body type to pander to anything. I have this body type because it's genetics. And I'm mentioning that because I have had that comment mentioned before for a critique for one of my assignments from last semester from somebody. They were like, "Oh, why'd you pick this specific body type? Like, why did you pick the hourglass body type?" And I was like, "It's because it's mine. It's me. It's supposed to be me. It's supposed to be based on me." Because I have a long history of having issues with my own body and stuff like that. And drawing my body type has helped me a lot with that. I'm much more familiar with my own body now than I used to be, and that makes me very happy. Not to mention, like, some of those projects are based on my own specific experience. So of course I would use my own body as a reference. Not everyone who draws this body type does it because it's the ideal or whatever. Some people do it because it's their body type. Besides, I don't try to draw it in a way that's deemed as, like, attractive. I do it in a way that lines up more with my own actual body. Bony, lanky, kind of odd looking. Because that's just what I am. I'm bony, I'm lanky, I'm kind of odd looking. And that's great. It's mine. It's all mine. I've never gotten any sort of, like, comments online about me doing this, especially since it's been a more recent development. Like, if you look at, like here, I'll show an image of, like, the first design for my VTuber. I think it's in my 2022 folder. Like, you're gonna see a big difference. Hold on. Before I open that up. Alright, you see this? All bony, lanky, and stuff? Alright, let me open up the OG SAMIEL. This is, like, buried deep in the Discord server as well, in the official art category. It's like an archive I've made of, like, all of the SAMIEL art I've done. And actually, I made this before I came up with the name. Before I even had my own name of SAMIEL. Like, my name before SAMIEL was Samwise. Like, you see how different this is? I didn't know how to draw my own body type at the time. It was a little more accurate, but, like, it was still, like, not quite there. And I wasn't very happy about it. But then there's also my original VTuber, which is not very good looking, but I still want to show it. I think I need to open up, yeah, the PSD file. The PSD file is the more updated one. The first one! Ew! Look at that, it's so gross. But it's closer, it's much closer to my current look, and I made this a year ago, actually. Gosh, it's wild seeing how far we've come. And, like, yeah, this was my very, very first attempt at a VTuber model. Like, even in, like, Life 2D, it's super stiff. Doesn't really have very good movements. I followed a little bit of a tutorial how to use Live 2D and how to rig, but I only followed it like a little bit. And there aren't even nearly enough pieces in that file anyway. Because it was my first model. And I made it on the free trial for the full version, so I just kind of gave up on trying that again. Excuse me. Maybe I could try it again later. Maybe I could possibly like collaborate with somebody, maybe like commission somebody to rig something I've made. I'd have to like follow some more tutorials on like what all pieces to draw and all that stuff before that happens, but like rigging is tough. Rigging is very tough, and I think I'd rather commission someone to rig something that I've made rather than actually rig it myself. Like, I made the art, but like somebody else rigged it. If I ever decided to do a live 2D VTuber. But I prefer the look of my current PNG tuber, and I plan on upgrading to a Toon tuber next. And I think I prefer that specifically just because I like the more choppy look. I like the frame by frame look. It's a bit tedious to work on, but I think it looks good. It's more my style, having this more choppy, organic look instead of like a smooth, streamlined look. Just my thing. It's just my thing! I don't know, but like this is all super complicated stuff. Even like PNG tubers are the easiest, but they're still a bit difficult in their own way, especially since there's now a new program called PNG Tuber Plus that's kind of more similar to Live 2D in a way. It's like a very, very simplified, it's like if Live 2D was extremely simplified. So it just responds to audio as well, but it is a bit more dynamic and does a bit of like puppeteering type work as well, just like Live 2D. Like PNG Tuber, the one that I use, PNG Tuber Maker, that just it's basically 2 images or 2 GIF files. It's 2 images or 2 GIFs, and it responds to certain audio levels. Like, that's how simple it is. But it's still like complex enough that like I've managed to just widely upgrade from the previous one. Like, I look back at my previous one and I'm like, yeesh! What is that thing? But I can't remove it from my PNG Tuber app. Every time I do that, it crashes. I might be able to remove like one at a time maybe, but I'd rather do that outside of stream. And you know, one of the wonderful things about styling my VTuber after me, like heavily inspiring their appearance after my own, is it's helped a lot with my confidence, especially in my face. I had dealt with a lot of insecurity around my face for quite some time. Especially my eyes. I have very big round eyes. And like, in animation it's like, OMG, that's so cute! But like in real life it's like, why are you staring at me? Why do your eyes look like that? So, I got big old buggy eyes. Makes me feel a lot better about how I look. Like these big ol' eyes of mine. I am very expressive as well. So having this face is very much a blessing that I just didn't realize was a blessing until more recently. It's amazing how many things I've become more confident in since I started streaming. Honestly, it's amazing because like my voice, I'm much more confident in my voice now as well. Ever since playing in Stars in Time. Like I've I've like genuinely love my voice now. Making my VTuber look like me. Especially the teeth. Like, I know most people don't really draw individual teeth, but I like drawing individual teeth. I enjoy it. It feels nice, it adds character. Like, the things that I put a lot of character in are the mouth and the ears that most other people don't do. Like, most of the time people just draw, like, teeth and ears mostly the same, with some few exceptions. But I prefer to add some character to the teeth and the ears. Because I think it's just nice, you know? I just think it makes things feel more organic. My art has always had this very organic feel to it. I'm not even sure how to really explain it, but like, even if I try to like make like uncomfortable things, like there's still some level of like organic, like natural comfort to it. Like literally this became like an issue with one of my projects last year. I made this big old string of tiny drawings, and like the main theme was supposed to be like discomfort and visceral feelings. But like a lot of most of my classmates were like, actually, I think it's nice and it feels quite comforting. Like, how did that happen? What did I do? How did I do this? I don't know. Like, sometimes certain things are harder to do than you'd expect. And that was one of those things, I guess. I don't know. Also, I know that recently I haven't been really drawing my jewelry very much. Like the most I'll do is just the regular bodysuit and the earrings, but not like the collar and the bracelets and stuff. But that's just because sometimes I don't want to draw them. They're just accessories. And sometimes I don't want them. But they are important to the design. It's just sometimes I don't want to put them on there. Sometimes I'm lazy. Sometimes it's here. Sometimes it's not. I'm not sure what I'll do for my rev sheet. I will not be finishing this on stream. Who knows? I might even save the rest of it for next stream, just so like it's easy and chill and we can just hang out, you know? I don't know yet. The eye isn't quite right. There we go. That's nicer. Changes the direction of the eyes, but that's fine. That's not really something I care too much about. I think my favorite thing to draw though is the ahoge, this thing. It's like, I do always have like these little baby hairs that stick up and stick out. And that's just something I've always wanted to keep included. I've got these little baby hairs. I don't think they're really baby hairs, but rather just hairs that I've lost that are growing back out. I'm a bit too old for baby hairs. But I think once your hair like gets to a certain length, you always end up with like small hairs that stick out. I think I might make an alt with straight hair. And that may be a very strange thing to say, but like I just think it'd be nice to see how that works because my hair is naturally just bored straight, but I like to curl it sometimes. I haven't done it nearly as often as of late because I'm growing my hair out. But I think it'd be fun to try out. Actually, your hairline would be lower than that. Well, I just keep thinking about like Dragon Ball Z and how it might influence my art here soon. So keep an eye out if like there's some sort of like strange change in my artwork. Don't be surprised if it's because I'm currently hyperfixated on DBZ. Because I feel like that might impact my art. My regular casual people art, character art, style and stuff. I was just thinking about it, like that's probably gonna happen. Actually, I need to lower this. I love my XP Pen tablet, but it's not very convenient. Since I like to draw on stream, I might upgrade at some point. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might need to upgrade it. Just to make things easier for myself, because it's literally just like... It's not a screen tablet, it's just the basic little thing. Like... It's a little cheapy little thing I've had for years. And it works, but like... I've gotten too comfortable with my laptop. I have a Microsoft Surface Pro 9. Is it a 9? 8? Whatever. 8, 9, whatever. I don't know. It's one of the newer ones. I got it last year, right before I started streaming. Let me check. Actually, it should be Surface Pro. Surface Pro 9. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, I have a Surface Pro 9. Couldn't remember if it was an 8 or a 9 because I don't really think about that, but yeah, it's a 9. It's really good. And the last one I had was a Pro 6. And that one was a gift for my high school graduation. And it really did me a good service. It was a very, very good tablet that lasted a very long time, but the battery started going out on me. So I had to upgrade. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if DBZ has already started to do something with my art. Having some sort of... Actually, no! It has always had an impact on my art, because Dragon Ball Z Kai is the reason why I started drawing in the first place! Sorry, I have a terrible memory. So every once in a while I have like these big revelations and realizations about like super obvious things. Like that's literally the whole reason I got into drawing was because of DBZ Kai on Nicktoons. That's the whole reason why I got into drawing. Because I was like, oh, that's so cool. I want to do that. I want to draw that. I want to make characters and put them in that universe. I want to draw cool people fighting. So yeah. How did I forget that? That's so important. There's a lot of things I forgot from that time in my life. There's a lot of things I've forgotten point blank period. I don't have a bad active memory, I just have a bad memory with like remembering things from my past. Like before I'd say age 20, things start to get a bit fuzzy. And so every once in a while I'll remember something. Or I'll be reminded of something. Or I'll be like, OMG! The sketch makes it look all blushy. That's cute. Let me upgrade this. Upgrade? Let me just sketch over this. I've been updating and upgrading things a lot, so like that's just part of my vocabulary now, I guess. It's not even doesn't even make sense. It makes me sound like a goofball. I am a bit of a goofball though, so it is what it is. I'm a goofball who's gonna be getting their bachelor's at the end of this year. That's exciting. Gosh, I was looking at my degree evaluation, like all my information about the things I've done, and like how much more I have left to do before I can get my bachelor's. And it's been almost 7 years because I started taking college courses in high school my junior year. So the earliest thing on my degree evaluation report is from fall 2017. It is currently spring 2024. What the fuck? Where's my chapstick? Oh, there it is. I'm all chappy. I've been talking so much that my lips are chapped. But like, it's amazing. The past has been coming back a lot recently. And it's not really a bad thing. Not this time. Like, sometimes it sucks to be reminded of the past. But right now, it's more of like an OMG. Look how far I've come. Look how much I've done. That's amazing. It's like, oh wow, I can finally look back at my roots and like really like appreciate these things. It's amazing. But that also helps, it also helps if you're like in a much better mindset and a much better place mentally. If you're doing better, that's whenever it's a good time to really look back and reminisce. Otherwise, it just kind of sucks. You know what this sketch reminds me of? It makes me think of like whenever you like draw on a piece of printer paper with like a red marker and then it all bleeds. Kind of looks like a bleeding paper. Hmm. You know, I don't know how much I'll actually grow my hair out. Especially since if it like hits a certain point, then it won't be really like this anymore. And I don't really want that to happen. But whatever happens, happens, I guess. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know, I just let my hair do what it wants, and then if like I want to do something with it, then I do something with it. If I don't, then I don't. Speaking of which, I need to re-dye my hair. It's so faded, and my new growth is so long now. I might start dyeing my undercut as well, because I've been growing it out a little bit here and there. Mostly because I've got a few spots that are a bit messed up, and I think I might want to just grow it out a bit. I don't know. I've gotten better at fading it as well, so that's nice. No. It's amazing how like a singular line can make or break a drawing. Sometimes you'll just put a weird line in and it's like, huh? What just happened? Oh, also, I think if I have the time and energy, I might do a little bit of updating for some of my stream stuff as well. Just one thing right now, because it's something that's like been like a goal of mine to update, and I just haven't yet because I've been busy with other things. Like I haven't worked on my game in a little bit because I've been busy with college stuff. Keep swapping between college and university. You might hear me sometimes say college and sometimes say university. I am attending a university, but it's just easier to say college because because really, if you haven't attended college or university, then here's the easiest way to explain it. The difference is that a university, for better or for worse, is basically just like a bunch of colleges in a trench coat. Which makes it super easy so I can attend like the College of Biological Sciences and the College of Fine Arts at the same time without having to worry about like transcripts or anything dumb like that. And then like, I guess the best way to describe community college would be like a high school DLC. A DLC for high school. And I know that sounds really goofy, but I never went to community college, so I can't confirm that for sure, but I do know several people. I have a few friends who have attended community colleges, and like that's basically how they've described it. Like there's dress codes still, which is wild. Like the one of the local ones here, you cannot wear open-toed shoes, which is absolutely bonkers. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Cause whenever it gets hotter here, I have to wear open-toed shoes. My extremities are not very good at temperature regulation. So like if I wore closed-toed shoes in the heat here, I'd end up dealing with a lot of swelling and a lot of discomfort, and I could even end up getting like infections or something from that. But I think I might be able, but I think if I did attend, I'd be able to probably contact like the center for assisting, like the assistance center or whatever. It's called CAS here, but I don't know if it's also still called CAS in other places. It's, I don't remember what CAS stood for, but, it's to help with, it's to help disabled students, and now, there was a recent change this semester that now that now they can help, pregnant students as well as, parents students. Like, that's now a new thing. My history teacher mentioned that they don't actually they take it with a grain of salt because they don't actually care about pregnant students in the way they should. It's just about like upholding these really shitty laws. I could go on about that for a while, but like I don't want to. Because like that's an exhausting thing to talk about. But yeah, I've never really been able to use those services before because unfortunately for the amount of doctors I've been to, none of them really like to write down anything, like for sure. Like not even my old therapist did, which was really unfortunate for me. But I'm hoping that once I can muster up like the courage to actually go to a doctor again, I hope I can actually like fight for support that I need and actually like fight to have things written down like they're supposed to. Because like I don't mask like I used to, and when I say mask I mean figurative, like trying to be like socially acceptable, follow scripts and stuff like that, not like actual literal masking. Like that's extremely important and a very important thing for anybody to do. But like, yeah, I don't really like try to conform anymore like I used to, and that was more of a subconscious thing. Like anyone else who's been learning how to unmask, they totally understand what I mean by that. But I like to explain things just in case there is somebody who doesn't quite understand. I like making sure I've made my point clear, and I like making sure that like I'm understood and that what I'm saying is understandable. Half the time I feel like I'm totally talking nonsense. But most of the time people are like, no, you make total sense. What you said made complete sense. You're doing good. And I'm just like, oh, whew! Thank goodness. I'm always so worried about just speaking gibberish, not making any sense. I also like to make my point clear because I know a lot of people whose first language isn't English, and my biggest fear is like sounding like a condescending asshole because I tend to use big words all the time. But that's just because like if I can say something that's more accurate to what I'm trying to say, then I'll say it. But sometimes that involves using a lot of big fancy words, and I don't mean to do anything like that, so I try to always make sense. But most people who know me understand that completely. Cause every once in a while I'm like, I didn't fuck that up, did I? And they're like, no, you're great. It's like, oh, thank goodness. Yeah, Sammy's #1 fear, being perceived as an asshole. Especially when I'm not trying to be an asshole. Sometimes I do try to be an asshole, but that's very rare. I like being nice. Putting way too much effort into this, but it'll be fine. You know, now that I'm 22 and I'm getting a bachelor's in art and I'm watching some of the things I watched as a kid, I knew there was something off about the way feet look in Dragon Ball Z, and I finally pieced it together. They're very bitty. Little tiny triangle shaped shoes. Like, those are very, very tiny. Little bitty feet. I always knew something was up, but I couldn't quite pinpoint it. You know, when I was 10, I was like, there's something off about the way the shoes are drawn, but I can't quite figure it out. And now I'm like, they're too small. They're too bitty. They're so tiny. They got bitty little triangle feet. But it doesn't really feel like that much of a big deal. It's just like a little odd at first, but then you get adjusted to it. It's just a stylistic thing, just like the faces and the ears. Like, that's also a stylistic thing. And there's nothing wrong with style. Just as long as it doesn't come off as uncanny. Unless that's your intention, of course. Like, a lot of, like, beginner art tends to come off as a little uncanny, but not intentionally. But that's just because, like, it's beginner stuff. Like, there's gonna be, like, things that you do wrong, and there's gonna be things that you're still learning, and there's gonna be some inconsistencies, and that's just totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody starts somewhere. Like, I've looked through some of my old art. Like, I've been thinking of redrawing some of my really old art. And I feel like that comparison would be like, wow! Look how old that is! I don't know, because I've kept most of my art over the years from as early as 10 years old. Actually, I may have been 11 whenever... No, I was 10. There's one, my oldest sketchbook. I was thinking of that. It's like old. I was 10. It's 12 years old now. My goodness. Wild how things change. Excuse me. Also, a little fun fact. Sometimes certain stylistic choices are also influenced by certain characteristics of the artist's own features. Like, this is a very odd thing to bring up, but I think because of my hypermobility issues, I don't know what the actual cause is, but I think that's why. But my hands and my feet look a little different from most other people, especially my feet. Like, my toes are very small. And that's something I tend to forget about. So sometimes when I draw tootsies, they're a bit tiny. And like, there are other artists who do certain things with their art that are also influenced by certain features that they just have that they don't realize aren't like typical features. Like, it's a big thing with any sort of artists that have hypermobility disorders is that, like, certain movements may seem unnatural to other people simply because that's not something that most people can do. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I drew something and someone was like, most bodies can't do that. I'll be like, well, mine can. So I forgot that normal people can't do that thing. Like, that's a very frequent experience. Like, sometimes we can't use our own bodies as reference because our bodies are so different. But this is supposed to be like my body, so I can use my own body as a reference all I want for SAMIEL because that's me. Also, one of my least favorite bad habits is that I have a tendency to make the thumbs too small. I'm getting much better about it, but like, it still happens so consistently where like, I'll be drawing the hands and then the thumb will be like super stubby. And then I'll be like, fuck, I have to fix it. I like drawing hands, but that's one thing that I still struggle with is the thumbs. You know, I haven't really seen very many artists make like, oh, hands are so hard to draw posts. I haven't seen many of those as of late, which is really interesting. Like, those used to be like all over the place. Like, that's the artist joke. Like, oh, can't draw hands. Lol. This, like, I wonder what happened to those. Like, I still see like the occasional like, oh, haha, line art hard, lol, or like, oh, color theory sucks, it's weird. Whoop, whoopsie. I got flown into the ether. But like, I don't really see much like anatomy gripes as I used to. I might see like the occasional perspective thing, but perspective really is just genuinely tough. I think one of my favorite features about myself is the way my chest and my shoulder connect. Like, it really like helps emphasize my deltoid a lot, and I think it looks cool. Because I had some big insecurities about my arms for a long time. So like, now that that's like a thing, I look at it and I'm like, damn, that's cool. Then like, it makes me a lot happier. Having these little things that I like about myself. Like, sure, there might be a thing or two that I don't like, but that's just how things work, you know? It's just how things work sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Hmm. Might be able to change that a little bit, actually. You know, I like having Undertale as like the general default music I play for drawing streams, but I really have been considering changing it. Because like, while the copyright thing on YouTube doesn't do anything that affects my drawing streams, it's still annoying. It's still very annoying, and I don't like it very much. And I haven't gotten any sort of copyrights for the music from Needy Streamer Overload, so that's why I've been considering playing that music instead. Besides, it's more upbeat and like boom, bow, bow, bow. I don't know how else to describe music. It's more energetic and more like the music I actually listen to all the time. So I feel like it'd be good for me to keep my energy up and stay on track and focus. I knew something was off. Sorry, I had to look at my own leg as reference for a moment there. The knees are too low. At least I think they are. Like being up here would be better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. I'll be doing the jewelry on a separate layer. I prefer to do it that way. Actually, I might do those on a separate layer as well. Just trust me on this for a moment. Sometimes you gotta do a little flipperoo. I don't know, this isn't looking good at the moment, but like, sometimes you just gotta trust the process. Bear with me. All that good stuff. Actually, I might just edit this one. Let me just... There's two of them! OMG! Anyway, yeah, we can just, actually, let's undo that as well. There we go. Because then we can just copy paste, the tail and wings as well later, whenever those are done. Let me put those closer together, actually. It'll just be easier for me to do this. remember I learned this little trick forever ago, but like I was never able to really use it properly, but I think I can now. Definitely saves a lot of time. Yeah, I don't think I'll be finishing this ref sheet today. I think I'll save this for like a multi-part thing. Just so like it'll be really nice to have something to work on across multiple streams. Like I said, I'll probably finish the line art and then do more next time. I didn't even finish the tattoo on the other one. Well, at least we know I have a pretty recognizable silhouette. That's nice. Excuse me. Goodness. Like a chalk outline. Let me finish this real quick. I tend to be very finicky about this specific star for some reason. Like, you'll see that sometimes it's like up a little above, sometimes it's a little below. Excuse me. Like here, let me pop open one of the other ones as an example. Like the starting soon one, I think is a little different. Yeah, see, that one's above. It's harder to see, but it is above. As I'm very inaccurate about that one specific thing, but it's such like a tiny detail. Like, of course, I'm gonna be a little finicky about it. Maybe a little off sometimes. But I think, like, for the most part, it is supposed to be a little bit above. Like, that's the more consistent one, is that it's usually slightly above the other one. So, like, there's a good balance for, like, the bottom one as well. I love this song. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this one should be a lot faster to finish. Nice. Oh man, I know I just started this semester, but I already know like what all I need to take next semester. I already know exactly what I'm going to take at the very least. Like I've got 3 out of 4 of the classes I need to take in mind. I've got drawing 7, which like 7? What do you mean 7? That's so many. Oh my goodness, that's not even including the basic like starting things. Like the intro drawing classes. Hated those. But yeah, I've got drawing 7 that I need to take. And then I've got some biology classes I need to take as well. I'll probably be taking evolution and toxicology. And then I've got 1 free open space. And I pray like hell that it's enough for me to graduate next semester because my minor GPA is a bit too low. I think I'd be able to get it up. I kind of sort of don't have much of a choice. Because if I don't get it up high enough, then I won't be graduating, and that will suck. I mean, I'll just have to take more biology classes next spring, which would be fine, but I don't want to. I know I could probably take some classes over the summer, but I don't remember what a fall summer schedule is anyway, and I would like to have that break. Just do these rough lines, and then I'm gonna go take a little break. Alright, I just wanted to do a few of those lines just so like I can pick up from there. But anyway, I'm gonna go take a little break. I'll probably take about 5 minutes. So I'll be right back. Bye bye. I'm back! That took way longer than 5 minutes, I'm sorry. Ugh. You can't really predict how long it'll take for the kettle to boil. That's just something you have to deal with sometimes. I keep hitting the microphone, sorry! Anyway, back to business. The back of the hair is something that I never really consider, so it might look a little funny with some of these, with some parts of this ref sheet. So we're back to business. Let's just do one section at a time. Honestly, the only reason why my hair is so separated like this is just because, like, it makes rigging way easier. Like, rigging, like, these clear, separated parts is way easier than, like, having strands and stuff and, like, just having the hair be all, like, smooth and together in one shape. Also, there's something about it that's really nice and easy to draw. Really satisfying. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. You know what? That's fine. We can just do that. We don't need these separate. We can separate them later if we have to. Let's see. There's one drawing I have with the back view, kind of, but it's this one. I might put an additional strand in the middle here. It looks a bit weird with that empty open space. I don't know, the back of the head just isn't something I have to think about very often. But it's important for references. So sometimes it's there and sometimes it isn't. There we go, that's nicer. I'll probably add more to that later. That's something. You know, it is kind of a little silly doing the safer work thing. Actually, I haven't done my weekly check of the art tag on Twitch, so let me actually look at that real quick. Alright. Thankfully, I always keep things muted on Twitch, and it always remembers that. There's the art tag. Let's look through this. Let's see. Yep, there's some Booba. More Booba. Not nearly as much though. It is chilling out a bit more. Oh my gosh, someone drawing Choso. It looks nice. Alright. Anyway. That's that. Our regular weekly update on the art tag for Twitch. Yeah, obviously I'm not showing any of it on stream. I'm not doing any of that. That's just a bad decision to make. But yeah. That's that. Alright, how am I gonna do this hand? That works. Kind of. Yeah, that works. That works way better than I thought it would, actually. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I might need to... Did the doorbell just ring? Hold on. Be right back. The doorbell did ring. I got a package. I know exactly what it is. It's some accessories for my glasses. Yeah, funny that I'm mentioning my glasses. I was actually thinking about possibly... Sorry, I'm adjusting my microphone. I'll switch back once I'm all situated. I've actually been thinking about making an alt with my glasses. Because I think it'd be nice. And I'd get better at drawing glasses if I did that. I think it'd be good. Excuse me. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna fix the shoulder blades because they're too low. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, I should probably put a line over here too. Here you go, look at that! It's pretty nice. Yeah, I think I'm done for now. Like, honestly, I probably should end now. I like keeping drawing streams around 2 to 3 hours, but I've got some work to do and I'd really like to be able to do it today. So, let me close these out. Do not save. Do not save. There we go. Now we can save this. Go back to that folder. Sorry, my dad asked what was at the door if I answered all that good stuff. And I did. I did answer. Anyway, this is all I've done today so far. We'll do like the rest. I said I'd do just all the line art today, but yeah, like I said, I've got things to do and I just wanted to do a little bit of drawing. And we can continue with this next week. Next Friday. I know that's a long wait for most people, but like, I'd like to have something to come back to. I think it'd be nice so I don't have to think too hard next week. It'd be nice for me specifically. And I do streaming because I enjoy it. Hold on, let me put my drawing tablet down. Alright. Well, anyway. Yeah, what a wonderful song to end stream on. Anyway. Thank you so much for visiting. I hope you I hope you have a great day. And as always, Farewell.